Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. Let's start with the WWE folder. Carl just letting me know that the list of John Cena confirmed final appearances, right? There's a bit of a list that's doing the rounds. We looked at it in a couple of unseens ago. It did not feature this. It didn't feature August 22nd. But Carl is just letting me know that Ticketmaster in Ireland are advertising John for that show and making it very clear that this is going to be his final appearance in Dublin. So it looks like he is being advertised for this now. So we can potentially add August 22nd to that list from the other day. I would imagine, honestly, that there are several shows that we could add to that list. We probably need someone to go back through it and just pull it all together again. But yeah, that list was kind of the confirmed so far appearances. But yeah, I think there could be some additional ones out there that are floating around. So I would say this looks pretty good, honestly. I would say John Cena being advertised by Ticketmaster Ireland, it's pretty good. I mean, they must have been given that information. Of course, you know what I'm going to say, card subject to change. But no, I would be going to that show right now thinking I stood a good chance of seeing John Cena on that SmackDown. So, Carl, thank you. Right, Becky blasts the Becky Hogan name that was trending, right? She came back, won a title at WrestleMania, and of course, people were kind of getting Becky Hogan trending, right? Hulk Hogan, he came back in the build towards WrestleMania 9, came back a few weeks before. He was going to have a tag match, had that tag match, ended up leaving with the world title. And so, you know, we were going to get Lyra and Bayley getting injured. Becky steps in on the day of the show, wins the tag titles. So Becky Hogan was trending. Why am I telling you all of this? Because Becky has come out and said, I'm nothing like the scummiest person on earth. So basically calling Hulk Hogan the scummiest person on earth. There's actually been a few comments made towards Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan's direction these past few days, this being one of them. We do have another one later in this video. Right, Dan, shout out to you. We got a bit more clarity here. This coming from Dave Meltzer. A bit more clarity, and it is exactly what we said, what we thought. To be honest with you, I think that there's a little bit of headline grabbing, clickbait going on, you know, so people saying Alberto Del Rio is back, kind of a thing, is sort of true, but also not true, because he's not expected at that main roster level. So here, these signings are for the Mexican market. It's not like Alberto is going to show up at Raw or SmackDown. Vikingo may, or at least NXT, I would expect. That's the basis. This is not an extension of their AAA contracts. This is new. These are new deals, and more people are expected to sign new deals. It makes sense, as WWE is, I don't want to use the word paranoid, it's the wrong words, but WWE is very guarded to make sure that they don't fall into the situation that AEW fell into when they put Stephanie on Forbidden Door, while WWE had the opportunity to then snag her. They don't want to expose someone, particularly on that LA show, Worlds Collide. I think that anyone that's going to be on that LA show, they want them to a WWE contract to make sure AEW doesn't sign them. With Alberto, it's more about licensing to do all the marketing stuff that WWE would want to do with the top stars of AAA. So there we go. Dave is basically saying, looks like they have moved over to some new contracts, and there has been some debate about whether these contracts have just been allowed to continue, if they've actually moved them over to some new deals. What I've not ever had any doubt about is that Alberto is not going to be coming to Raw, not going to be coming to SmackDown, not going to be at WrestleMania and all of that. So I don't expect any of that. But I think there's a chance he's on that Worlds Collide show. I think there's a chance he's used there. And so just a little more clarity here from Dave Meltzer. Of course, it's Dave Meltzer. Of course, you take it with a pinch of salt. But that's kind of in line with what I was thinking was going on. So, Dan, shout out to you. Talking to AAA, Edward, thank you. The Hardys and Joe Hendry are expected to be at that AAA Triplemania Regia. I still don't know how you quite pronounce this. Regia. I'm going with that. I am really interested to do that. Triplemania is AAA's WrestleMania, and I believe it's in June. So June could be quite busy, to be honest. We've got this Worlds Collide show. It seems like they're going to do that Triplemania show as well. Like, there's lots going on at the moment. So, yeah, it looks like Hardys and Joe Hendry are going to be there. Oh, here's another shot at Hulk Hogan. So, Larry, thank you. So, there's a little clip doing the rounds of Hogan saying about how much he appreciates certain wrestlers. And he's like, you know, I wrestled Brock Lesnar, I wrestled Kurt Angle, you know. And then he says, Benjamin Shelton. He doesn't even get his name the right way round. He says Benjamin Shelton. And so, I mean, it's quite clear he's not that big of a fan of him if he can't say his name correctly. So that clip had been doing the rounds anyway. And here's Benjamin Shelton. He says, message to Hulk Hogan, you lost me forever with your don't get caught, or as you would like to call it, apology speech. So rather than screw up my name and pretend that we ever had any sort of camaraderie, which we never had, please do me a favor and keep my name out your effing mouth. That's obviously famous Will Smith moment before he went slap happy. So there we go. So Benjamin Shelton with some fiery words for Hulk Hogan. Right, tickets are on sale for that Worlds Collide AAA show, June 7th for that in LA. Should be so much fun. I mean, they're really going to have some, well, I'd imagine all the big lucha names going to be there. I'd imagine Ray will be there, Penta, Phoenix. Can't guarantee that. Certainly, I don't think they'll be competing, but I would expect them to at least be in the crowds. So, yeah, AAA, NXT, head-to-heads. Let's go. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Right, next we've got this. So, Larry, again, thank you. R-Truth talking about potentially facing John Cena. He said, yeah, I want to see that. The only way we can see that, though, it's got to be the right way, the old me. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy now, if you haven't noticed that. I kiss the babies, I hug people. So for that to happen, it would have to be a complete turnaround. So I don't know, man. I would love to, but he did some stuff wrong, and I like Cody. So I don't know. I don't know what R-Truth is saying at the end here. I kind of felt like he was going down the road of, look, John's such a good guy. It would only make sense if I became a bad guy. I thought he was kind of going down that road, but then he swerved me again by saying that John had done some wrong stuff and that he likes Cody, which hasn't really shown itself on the show because he's been very much John Cena ride or die. So I don't know. R-Truth continuing to confuse me. But yeah, I don't know where that's going. I feel like it's heading to a beatdown, a brutal beatdown. I don't know if it's heading to a match, though. Could do. And here, Chad Gable says, best of luck, amigo. So I know a lot of you don't speak Spanish. Thankfully, I do. So here, Grande Americano basically saying hello and watch speeds because I'm going to be on speed this week. So that's basically what he's saying. He's basically saying watch speeds. I'm going to be competing against... That's Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee. That translates as Dragon Lee. So he's going to be competing on speed this week for the championship against Dragon Lee. And Chad Gable just wishing Grande Americano the best of luck. Right, let's go over to NXT, or at least I would if there was any folders. Thank you. If at first you don't succeed. Right, Zaria defeats Kalani, and it's quite clear as to where her sights are. This is going to lead to a split, of course it is. But yeah, pretty fun. Giulia after her match with Jordynne Grace. Very good. We'll have a look as to why, but Giulia was getting spiked, mate. Some of those moves were... Jordynne Grace and Stephanie is going to be the match that we're going to get at Battleground. Jordynne would go on to defeat Giulia, and so this is the match we're going to get at Battleground. Should be an absolute banger. Big E was very impressed with what he saw from Javon. Pardon? Javon? Dude, look at this. I mean, springboard, bouncing back off that bottom rope, right? Here's Javon. Bottom rope, in, twizzle, into a suplex. I mean, it is just sick, innit? Bang. I mean, he bounces off that bottom rope. As he comes back, he rotates, continues to rotate, and... really, I mean, think about how quickly he's done that. He's done all of that in seconds. That whole sequence is 3 seconds from here. That is insane, isn't it? Here he is, pretty far away from the ropes, right? Over the other side. In 3 seconds, he is not only going to have hit that bottom rope, rotated, got around, but he's then going to be in position for a German soup in 3 seconds. Look at this. Bang, 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 bang. In fact, he's doing the German, and he's doing it perfectly. And we still ain't hit 4 seconds yet. Bang. We hit 4 seconds just as Sean Legacy is on the receiving end of that. I mean, you just wouldn't even know where he was, would you? Incredible. Pardon? Says Big E. Right, the Mano, shout out to you. So, yes, for the first time ever on a WWE PLE, the TNA World Championship will be on the line when Joe Hendry defends against Trick Williams at Battleground. So, the TNA Championship on the line. Johnny, shout out to you. So, here, look, we've got some footage of the moments. So, this one here is Jordynne picking up Giulia. And look to see how she drives her. She picks her up, struggles a little bit, finally gets her. She's got her upside down. We're looking at the heads. In all fairness, I do think Giulia kind of manages to you can't quite see it. The camera cuts it off. But I think she does take that up more on the shoulders. She picks her up. I love how she really deadlifts her. The way that she is there, I think it is on the shoulders. You really can't see. It's brutal though. It's flipping brutal. It looks so good. As I said during the live stream, mate, I'm gonna choose to say that it looked really good. I mean, we know that Giulia was okay after. Referee checked on her, and of course, picks her up. That was the one I saw. This was the... Oh. You couldn't really see that other one because the leg's in the way. But here, look, goes round. Do it again. Against the ropes. Look at the head. It's so quick. I don't know why I can't... Can I pause it on it? Yeah, I mean, she's got the arms down. It's a good job. She's a good professional wrestler. She's got the arms down to provide some protection. But, yeah. Ugh. Hey, listen. This is a dangerous sport. I don't think this one's too bad, actually. Bang. Yeah, no, I think that's great. That's no issue with it. I think that's just really good selling. I don't know the fourth one. What's the fourth one? Yeah, no, that's fine. I think 3 and 4 are fine. She gets her on her back there. She doesn't get ahead with that. It's that second one that looks the worst to me. And you can't really see this one because the camera doesn't quite catch it and her leg is in the way. But there we go. That's what prompted these kinds of memes. Giulia after her match with Jordynne. Look at the size difference. Yeah, we were talking about this as well. She has got to be wearing... I don't believe that she is that much taller than Jordynne. That is insane. I mean, she looks like Andre the Giant meeting her children. I mean, even Sarah... I know Sarah Schreiber's not the tallest, but I've got to think she's wearing heels. I've got to think she's in heels in this outfit. If she is, I think she probably needed to wear flats. I don't know that we needed the size difference to be that dramatic. Lasha and Izzy are towering over Jordynne as there. She's towering as well. I don't know if she's wearing heels. Maybe she is. I don't know. I wouldn't have had them in heels. I thought that it really made Jordynne look small. Maybe we needed to put Jordynne on a bit of a box or something. But I've got to think they're wearing heels. Certainly Lash. Don't know, Carl. Shout out to you, crazy Carl again. I don't know what this was. Roxanne Perez's locker room has Sasha Banks, Elias, and Zaria. I don't know that is Zaria. I think that's Zaria, who used to be in NXT. I don't think that's Zaria. I think that might be Zaria. I wonder if these were their names that they wrote out on their lockers, and she's kind of stuck them on the background of her locker area. Don't know. I'm not sure why they're there. Why would Sasha Banks be there? Why would Sasha Banks be there? Sasha Banks hasn't been in NXT for years and years and years and years and years, so don't know. I think that's Zaria, to be honest. So, anyway. Yeah, what a shot. Osborne winning that Battle Royal. Amazing. And I don't even know what this one was. It's been deleted, so we will never know. Oh, I think it was Elias. Why have they deleted that? I just put Elias in because Elias came back on NXT Elijah. And my reaction is up on the channel, though. If you go to the shorts, I did upload it so you can actually see the moments. So I don't know why they've removed that or deleted that. But, well, there we go. So, yeah, it was great seeing Elias back in NXT. Osborne winning was a big, big shock. So NXT had plenty going for it tonight. Plenty going for it. Let's go other, shall we, and work our way. Former WWF star Mike Duke Droese arrested on attempted child exploitation charge. It's such a shame as well because I had a real soft spot for Duke the Dumpster Droese. Duke the Dumpster Droese, I mean, he was never like a massive name or anything like that, but he was someone that had a weird character, an interesting character when I was young. So just to see this news is just so disappointing. Right, I got tagged in this loads, and let me play it first, right? Let's play it first, and then we'll talk about it.
TikTok.
Now, I think that's obviously very interesting, and I've got loads to say about it. So for me, the most important thing when it comes to Karrion at the moment is that I think he is an excellent promo. I think he's an excellent wrestler. I think he's got great presentation. I think he's unlucky to not get more TV time or really any TV time. And it's very difficult to say as to why that's not happening. It's just that I think it's not really so much him. I just think there's others ahead of him that Triple H seems to be prioritizing. So how do you get on the radar? How do you kind of, get Triple H's attention? Well, you do something that he's already said, which is you become undeniable. Now, that is a process. And I feel like he's doing well with that process, but there is always more you can do with that process. And so I think that it's not just a case of you become undeniable and that's it. Like, you have to keep working on it and growing that, the hype, you have to keep kind of growing that. So for me, I am very interested to see how does Karrion do that. If you was in Karrion's shoes, how would you do that? How would you grow the hype? How would you generate buzz? How would you get, your name out there and people talking about you, right? And I think that it is very interesting to see how Karrion is doing that. So when I went on to X and I had loads of people tag me in this video, I didn't even need to watch it to know that he has succeeded today. He has done whatever it is he needed to do. He has managed to generate hype. He has managed to generate excitement. He has managed to get himself part of the conversation. And really, whatever was in the video was secondary to that. Whatever was in the video was honestly not as important as what he had managed to do, which was create hype, get people talking, get his name out there, build excitement, all of that sort of stuff, right? So now let's move on to what is in the video. Obviously, 6 clicks makes people think of the Wyatt 6. And we know that Karrion had that sort of connection with the Wyatt 6. He's kind of teased before about conversations with Bray, which I genuinely believe happens. I don't disbelieve him on that. But as he said as well, this is now a very different timeline. Nothing came of that. And so we're now in a different timeline. And in the background was the Righteous music. So here, Wrestle Talk saying the Righteous, if you listen closely, they just had their release from AEW. So this has now led to people speculating, could the Righteous come into WWE? Could they join up with Karrion? Could that be a new faction? Could they go after the Wyatt 6? I think that's an awful lot to jump to. I understand why people are jumping to it, but I think it's an awful lot to jump to with no rumors, no reports, and a 50-second video of Karrion doing what he should be doing, which is generating hype. So, and plus the other thing as well is there's kind of an unwritten rule that if a wrestler teases something online, 9 times out of 10 it does not come true. Because if Karrion was going to start a new group with the Righteous, I don't think he would want to give you a heads up about it. I don't think he would want you. Why would he need to tell you? It's going to happen anyway. So why would he need to tease it? Why would he need to tell you about it? I don't think he would. So for me personally, I don't know that this goes anywhere, right? I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my God, they're coming in. It's going to be a new faction. They're going after the Wyatt Six. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking he has done what he should do, which is generate buzz, generate interest, get his name mentioned and spoken about, get the Righteous talked and spoken about, maybe even planted a seed with WWE about, hey, did you think about this? How about we do this? And maybe someone like Triple H sees that, likes the idea, perhaps we end up doing it, right? Do I think it's happening anyway right now? I'm leaning towards no. Not impossible. I'm not going to sit here and go, there's no way, there's no chance or anything like that. Absolutely not impossible, right? But for the reasons I just said, that's why I don't think it's going to go that way. There was responses, though. Here we've got Vincent with some cross fingers, which that sort of suggests to me like, oh, hopefully it'd be great if it happens. And Dutch just with musical notes, I suppose just letting people know, listen out to the music that's playing. So again, them doing what they should be doing as well, which is jumping on this and being part of the conversation. So Wrestle Night, thank you. It's one of those. I think he did a great job. I think he did a great thing. I think he did the right thing. And but I wouldn't, you know me, I wouldn't get too carried away with it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Right. Congratulations to Pete Dunne, who has announced the birth of his second child. So many congratulations to Pete Dunne. That's great news. So Muggsy, thank you. This is really interesting. This is Riley Osborne responding to, I think it was a Brian Alvarez. We looked at it yesterday. So do you remember we heard about how Riley had apparently said he didn't want to wrestle in Evolve? And so there was a bit of a thought, could that have kind of led to his removal, right? Well, here we've got a statement. So wrestling fan since day one, thank you. So here, Riley, now going by his real name of Josh Terry, which I believe is his real name, not pointing fingers, just want to clear things up. And, well, let's do it, right? Let's do it. Let's see what Spin said. So I worked the first set of Evolve tapings the day after my wife was released. When I was told by the head coach on a phone call that night, I can have it off tomorrow if I need time with my wife, as we had to pull out of the house that we were 2 weeks from closing on. All I had to do was tell him, yeah, I'd like just a day to be with her. I was the first person in the building the next day, and I was commended on my professionalism. I won't have my work ethic questioned when I was busting my ass off in rehab to return, which I knew the return would have been on Evolve. Not everything you read online is true. I find this a little bit confusing, and that might be on me. I feel like this isn't a statement where he's saying, I feel like there is something that happened here. Like, obviously his wife was let go, right? It was released. When I was told by the head coach on a phone call that night, I can have it off tomorrow if I need time. So someone said to him, if you need to be off tomorrow, you can have it. And he says about the house, they had to pull out from buying this house. All I had to do was tell him, yeah, I'd just like the day to be with her. But did he say that? Did he have the day off? I don't quite understand. I don't quite understand. Is he saying, yes, I did miss Evolve, but I was told I could have the day because this had happened and that had happened? But then he says, I was the first person in the building the next day, and I was commended on my professionalism. I mean, there's two sides to every story. I am struggling a bit with understanding this. I think the message I'm getting, though, is that he never had a problem with being in Evolve. If he did miss a day, there was good reasons for it. His wife had just been released. They had to pull out of a house. But I don't even know if he did miss any of Evolve because I can't quite work it out. This is harder to decode than Nightbirds. So, yeah, I feel really sorry for him. There's two sides to every story. I really do understand people looking for answers as to why people have been released. I really like Riley Osborne, and I don't really understand why he got released. And so, if it was the case that he had turned down working in Evolve, you could maybe understand then that it's like, well, maybe it's that. But equally, I can understand him going, well, hang on, no, that's not true. I don't want my work ethic being questioned. So it's like there's two sides to every story, so I don't know where the truth is. I feel like Brian Alvarez has probably been told that by someone. But again, it might be someone that wasn't directly involved, and it's dirt sheets and it's hearsay. You know, it's the rumor mill. Well, I heard this. You know? It's a seedy world, isn't it, eh? So I think the best thing to say is that I wish him all the very best. I really like Riley Osborne. He was someone that I saw as like being a young Davey Boy Smith when he first came in. Kind of felt like he had a good size to him. He could have been bigger, but, you know, he had a good size. Kind of felt like there was something there to work with. And, yeah, I liked him in Chase U. I thought it was all going to kick on. Chase U, of course, ended. Never really saw him. Then he popped him up in Evolve. He kind of felt a bit lost at that point. I wonder if they just couldn't figure out what to do with him. I think it's very disappointing if it's that. But good to hear his side of things. So there we go. But Joe Coffey also said, a professional. We were right there with you. Working boots on, ready to get to it and get in the ring. There is no question of the work ethic from anyone from the UK. We've all grafted and grinded, and we will continue to do so. Nothing negative, all positive, says Joe Coffey. And I wish Joe Coffey all the very best as well. I always thought Gallus should have been given more to get their teeth into. Right, WWE have yet to notify anyone from those UK tryouts as to whether they've successfully got a job or not. Talent are still in the dark at the moment, so no update there. Let's go fun, shall we? Axiom said Fraxium might not be fine after this, and that's because he was watching Inter Milan against Barcelona. He gave that match 5 stars, lots of goals, lots of drama. He said, even when losing, Barcelona is the most exciting football you can watch. Nathan Fraser goes, it was more 4-2-5, to be honest. It was more 4-2-5. And this is where Axiom's like, Fraxium might not be fine after this. Nathan, show respect to Barcelona. Hey, look at this. Day 12 in the safe house.
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
What are you doing in here?
I'm having a nervous breakdown.
So there we go. We haven't seen the Riz in a while. She's still in the blooming safe house. Day 12. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea to post a video of yourself in a safe house. You know that the gangsters are going to be like this. The hit mob are going to be looking at the fan and at the background, trying to get any clues they can. So stay safe, Riz. Stay safe. CM Chunk, shout out to you. Yeah, look at this. She is now taking fashion advice from the Ring General, as we all should. So there we go. I can't wait for Sabrina Carpenter to go through her Volta phase, where she gets like really big. Really big, and she just goes up to other entertainers and chops them really hard. I'm really looking forward to that. So she is going through her Gunther phase at the moment. Oh, and this was great. Oh, God, what an amazing line this is. James, shout out to you. Becky, shout out to you. Oh, my God, this is so good.
Bailey is so confused about this. She's probably paying $100 a month to her best friend to text her.
Do you remember look at that? Even Becky can't keep the straight face here. She knows. She knows. She knows she just delivered gold there. So we looked at that. Mercedes is doing $100 a month, which I think is pretty good, to be honest, because you wouldn't subscribe like every month, just to do it once, right? If you're a massive Mercedes Moné fan, yeah? $100 a month, and you can text her, and she'll text you back. And like, I don't really understand how it works. Like, can you text 5 times, 10 times? I don't really get how it works. There's only limited spaces. But if you're a huge Mercedes Moné fan, I mean, that's mental. That you've got a direct, do you know what I mean? You've got her number, and you can send her a message. I don't know. I mean, like, it's a crazy idea. I don't know if it works. I think it's definitely worth exploring. But there's Becky having a little bit of fun with it. She might end up doing the same. If that works for Mercedes, she might end up doing the same. WWE could do the same. You could maybe spend, I don't know, hopefully the price would come down, but, you know, $50 a month to send a message to Maxine Dupree or something. I don't know. Yeah, good line, though. Very good. Right, let's go community. See what's in here. Raymond, shout out to you. Got a repost from Mia Yim. Tommy said, I got a like from Karrion on your clip. I absolutely couldn't believe it. So, Tommy, shout out to you. Looks like we put up some reaction clip, which Tommy, I think, maybe retweeted or left a comment on, and ended up getting a like from Karrion Cross. Amazing. And Aubrey, shout out to you. I love these figures. If you've been watching the channel and the watch-alongs, you'll know that I am collecting these figures. I love these Walmart figures. I genuinely think they're some of the most fun figures. The packaging style is like the old 1980s figures. But the figures themselves have got really good facial likeness, and they come with cloth goods. So here you've got Doink, looks great, loads of detail, and he comes with a cloth jacket. I just think they're so good, so much fun. And I've been low-key collecting them as well. You can get them from Wrestling Shop in the UK, and I think they're Walmart exclusives in America. So here's Aubrey picking up Doink. He said, don't be fooled. This is not Seth Rollins. Okay, let's go over to thanks and get out of here. So, Prane User Sports, Tommy D, Huddle Talk, Robin, Larry, Thomas, CM Chunk, Bradley, Mark, Wrestle Knights, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Real Wrestling Fan, MLW Flash, Big Bam, Miss Clown, Raymond, Davy Jones, Claire Webb, and Sweet Chin Wrestling. Shout out to you guys. I want to just have a search for Elias so that we can have a look at some pictures of Elias, because I would really like to use... Here we go. There he was. Hello. Should we watch it? What if I get a copyright strike from myself? Who's this? Is that Elias? That's not Elias. Yeah, because you can hear that. It sounds like Elias. Oh my God, it is! Jesus! Well, do you know what? At this point, I mean, could you imagine if it was like someone trolling? That would have been great. I hadn't seen the face at this point, so there was an opportunity for someone to be trolling me. No way! Way. Elias! Or now goes by the name Elijah. Elijah. Are we going to walk with Elijah? I'm funny. Yeah, they're starting to chant, oh, walk with Elias. No way. That's so great.
Hello, I am Elijah.
I am Elijah. And there we go, and he goes off into a little ditty. And he comes down, and then I think starts getting into it with like, oh my God, look, I am so, there you go, gets into it with Ethan Page. But yeah, I'm so loving it at some points. Really good, really, really good. There we go. Now that I've shown a picture of him, I can use that in the thumbnail. Love that for me. Right, there we go. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate it as always, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.